I'm Magenta Otter and I love to travel, but right now I'm not traveling. Due to global travel restrictions, I'm going to be here in Texas for the foreseeable future. So instead of going on a trip, I'm going to talk to you about some of my past trips and tell you a story about the things I love most about Great Britain. I love breakfast. It's my favorite meal of the day. And I really love eating breakfast while I'm on vacation, either here in the US or on holiday in Britain. This quick video has 4 parts. 1, building blocks of the full English breakfast. 2, a shout out to Scottish breakfast and other British breakfast traditions. 3, my favorite breakfasts. And 4, a special bonus round at the end where I show you a really unusual breakfast place in London. So let's talk about the classic full English breakfast and what each of the usual elements are. Well, you have your meat, and you've got to have at least 2 kinds, like sausages, which are typically English bangers, and bacon. Bacon is a bit of a confusing word, as I discuss in my British food words video. As the stackexchange.com explains it, there's American bacon and real bacon. What it really is the British bacon you're typically served is back bacon, which is made from the cured loin of a pig. And what we typically eat as bacon in America, Brits would call streaky bacon. As for the eggs, fried eggs are same as in the US. Cooked however you like them, you just need to say what you want. But for scrambled eggs, I'm going to give you a little bit of a public service announcement. Typically in the US, our scrambled eggs are pretty much cooked through. They're pretty hard and kind of dry when they're served. But in Britain, there's a tendency to cook the scrambled eggs longer at a lower heat and serve them when they're still much softer and kind of wet. To me, they kind of seem undercooked. So when I have scrambled eggs at a B&B, I will specify that I would like them cooked hard. Veggies, or veg as they call them in Britain, are an important part of a full English breakfast. Typically, you would see sautéed mushrooms as well as grilled tomatoes. Now, grilled, remember, does not mean grilled in the same way. It's really more broiled. And the tomatoes are not cooked, so they're really browned. They're a bit like a baked, almost stewed tomato. And it wouldn't be a proper English breakfast without beans. For Americans, having beans at breakfast is a very weird idea. And I'm not going to lie, having beans on toast for lunch is an even weirder idea. But I personally love Heinz beans, and I think having them as part of a cooked breakfast is awesome. And last but possibly least, we have the toast. Don't get me wrong, I think toast is a very important part of a breakfast. But I gotta say, I don't love how toast is served in Britain. These adorable little fancy toast trays are really cool to look at, but the problem is they make the toast really cool. And I really love having very hot toast straight out of the toaster. So when the toast is cooked back in the kitchen, sliced, put in the toast tray, and then taken out to the table many minutes later, it's just pretty cold. So my suggestion is when you get the toast, put some hot food on top of it as fast as possible and eat it all together. And now for a few other fun variations on British breakfasts. This photo is from a long time ago when my son was 12, and he was at this delightful age where he liked to demonstrate his fearless bravery by eating whatever weird stuff he got served for breakfast. So in this fry-up pictured here, he had not only toast, but also fried bread and hashed browns with all the other typical English breakfast items. And if you're wondering what that black thing is on his plate, I will get to that now. Here is a photo of that same son eating his breakfast at a different B&B in Scotland. My son was having all the Scottish variations available. In addition to the normal bacon and the somewhat undercooked scrambled eggs, that bread-like thing is a Scottish tatty scone, which looks like some type of bread but actually is made from potatoes. Then we have that black thing, which is black pudding, otherwise known as blood sausage. And I'm not going to talk about what that is You can tell from the name it's not something that I would eat. And this slice of fun is the infamous Scottish haggis. And again, just knowing that the main ingredients of haggis are sheep's stomach, heart, liver, and lung mixed with onion and oatmeal, that's enough for me to say, not something I can stand eating. This is a plate of kippers and eggs Benedict from a hotel in Yorkshire. Now, I'm not a fan of the idea of fish at breakfast, but kippers, or smoked herring, was a traditional breakfast component starting back in Victorian times. I first heard about kippers in a Supertramp song from 1978 called Breakfast in America. It was a sarcastic song about life in the US, and the memorable line about kippers for breakfast I just discovered is followed by the line, "They gotta have 'em in Texas 'cause everyone's a millionaire." Funny, because I now live in Texas and I can promise you that everyone is not a millionaire and there are absolutely no kippers here. Because I don't eat full English breakfasts every day, I wanted to touch on what some of my other favorite breakfasts are. If I'm staying at a B&B that offers other options, I love to try something new and perhaps a little lighter than a full fry-up. This wonderful B&B in the Lake District offered a continental breakfast that had a stunning variety of fresh fruit, along with some delicious croissant and meat and cheese for breakfast. That was a big favorite of mine. On a typical morning in Britain, though, I'm probably having something more like this. The most amazing red raspberries, some delicious nutty granola, and Greek yogurt. They have the most amazing dairy products in Britain. There will probably be an upcoming love story video about that. And what do I eat when I'm back home in Texas? Well, I'm a morning person who typically gets up in the morning, works out, and then has this, a homemade chocolate protein shake, which is another video. I will include a link in the description below. And finally, here's a word about a very unique London breakfast spot. The Serial Killer Cafe is a zany hipster restaurant I encountered on a visit to Brick Lane in London. They call themselves the world's first cereal cafe, and they have a dizzying array of breakfast cereals that they combine into innovative creations that boggle the mind. You can mix together any of the cereals they have with a variety of milk options and various toppings. Or you can try one of their unique menu combinations. Many of them bring together both American and British favorites into some outlandish concoctions, such as the Sticky Monkey, which has toffee crisp cereal, bananas, whipped cream, crushed digestive biscuits, and banana milk. Or the Shooty Bang Bang, which combines Crave chocolate cereal with Milky Way magic stars, Nutella, popping candy, and white chocolate milk. Here's a photo of my extended family enjoying some crazy bowls of cereal there. Thanks so much for watching. On the end screen, you'll see the Magenta Otter Travels logo. Please click on it to subscribe if you haven't yet. And be sure to click the bell button so that you will be alerted each time a new video in the series comes out. And most importantly, do something good in the world today.